Yo, what's up, guys? So this is, well, let me say first of all, Merry belated Christmas. And we're going into the new year. Let's do it. Let's kill it, guys. Um, but this is my second installment of dating. This is part two. And the way I'm going to do it is I have my teaser. And in this one, I'm going to talk about my trajectory through dating, and it's both good and bad. I'm gonna explain that. Maybe you learn some shit from this, like some shit you don't want to do, and some shit you might want to do, right? And then my next video is gonna be about tips for guys. About practical things to fucking do out there. And then I'm gonna do a video for the ladies. I'm gonna give you the inside scoop on guys, like how we fucking think, all right? Which I think is helpful because I've given those tips to ladies, especially my lady's best girlfriend, and she found her guy. Uh, so, um, so I'm gonna try to bang these out in probably every single day, and just wrap it up quickly. Drop it like Netflix or something. First of all, I'm wearing my dude robe for Michelle. If she happens to see this is the robe. I feel like a diamond in it. It's got the nice hoodie. I don't want to fuck with the mic too much. It's got the hoodie. It's got the pockets are easily accessible. The strap is sewn on, so because a lot of guys are like, oh, I lost my strap. Fuck this robe. You know what I mean? It's lightweight, so it's the perfect robe for guys. This video is being sponsored by Dude Robe. I'm joking. It's a good robe. So anyway, so really what this whole series is about is it's about finding love, dude. Ultimately, it's not just about dating. It's about finding love. And from that standpoint, I want to start with this. I want to start with, so I dated, well, let me start here. I said in my, let me go here first. So this is something that I saw one of these gurus say, and I agree with this. He said, one of these dating gurus, he said, we learn through experience, but if you look at the way that most people try to solve their problems, it's not through experience, it's through information. Oh, I have a problem? Let me buy a book. I have a problem? Let me listen to a podcast. Let me watch a YouTube video. And this is what we see, right? There are literally millions, if not tens of millions or hundreds of millions of people out there who are getting a lot of information about change, but aren't actually changing. And I know and here I am doing a YouTube video, but I'm trying to talk about it in a way that's not about information that is not useful, meaning statistics and this kind of stuff, which I do not think is useful in dating. I don't think it is. It gives you like information, but it doesn't tell you how to fucking do it because you don't put it into practice. And it's hard to figure out how to put it into practice. This video is going to go super long. I already know that. So think of this as like a podcast. I said this on one of my tweets. Lead in for my next dating vid. Getting dates and having sex is easy. I used to date 3 times a week minimum. Beautiful, successful women. What's hardest is securing a relationship / love interest you want to lock down long term. I'll explain my point of view as an ex-fuckboy who found love. So, then I said this, and I'm not proud of that. I really am not. And you'll see why, but I learned some stuff from it. So I said, P.S. When these dating gurus say studies actually show that, I said this, that's your clue. They have zero actual experience dating, high value women or otherwise. I said, I also want to point out that I went from 0 to aluminum level, to bronze, to silver, to gold, to platinum, to diamond, to black diamond. I started on the bottom. You know what I mean? Once I came out of my marriage. But I want to say this first. Let's talk about money first, because I already see I'm already at 6 minutes, and this is going to go long. So I dated a woman who was she was a billionaire's first assistant, right? So I don't know how much she made. I'm gonna guess around $1 million, high value. So I just looked it up. How many billionaires are there in the United States? There's 756. So he's one of those guys. He's a billionaire. So a lot of guys think, you know, when I go out dating, I need the Lambo, I need the money. And I said, you don't have to be rich to find your dream girl. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be handsome. You don't have to be famous. All right. And I know a lot of guys are like, bullshit, man. There's a bunch of gold diggers out here and all this bullshit. But hear me out. So he's a billionaire, right? He could buy whatever he wants. You know, I know what his so for example, he could go out today and buy a Lambo, a Ferrari, a Bentley, a Mercedes, a BMW, a Range Rover, a Bugatti. You know, you see what I'm saying? You could go out and buy 10 cars, no fucking problem. Cash, boom, send them to my house. No fucking problem. But here's the thing. I know this about him. He's miserable. He's not happy. He's a fucking drug addict. Okay? I'm not going to say who it is, but he's not a happy guy. He could go into the Hollywood Hills, and I think this shit is important. He can go into then I'm going to get into a whole bunch of shit. So I don't know how long this video is going to go. He could go into the Hollywood Hills, oh, my dream house, and go be like, what's this house? You know, show me 10 houses today. I'm going to buy a house today. Another one. Okay, this one, no. This one, no. This one, I like this one. Oh, this is the one. Maybe it's the third house. How much is it? I don't super give a fuck. That's what he's thinking. I don't super care. I know I can afford it, whatever it is. How much is it? 30 million. No, I'll give you, because they like to make deals, I'll give you 20 million cash today. Or it's a no. You know, figure it out. You know, and I gotta bounce, so hurry up. You know, and then like, on the phone, they'll take 20 million. Cool. Send them, you know, to the girl I was dating. Give them the money. I don't know how my bank works. Not really. Send them 20 million. This is my new house. So I'm out of here. Peace. You know, that kind of dude. But on a ton of drugs. And she showed me. Look at his drug bag. You know, I'll never say who the fuck it is. I'm like, holy fuck, man. You know, and she, you know, high value girl, you know, she's, you know, private jets, like for real, not in some studio, like it's half a jet. Like, no, that's her life, you know? So, and I want to say there too, I'll cross back to that. Did she expect for every date of ours to be like, super expensive? No. Even though she's used to the billionaire world, she didn't expect every date to be like super fucking expensive. No, not a bit. But sometimes, but not always. I'll get to all that. So I'm telling you, man, like I've been through that stratosphere of. So let me go back to the beginning. Let me go to here. I want to say this first. I might jump around a bit. So I'm helping my best homeboy. We've known each other since we were 11. I'm helping him date right now, and he's following my guidance, and he's having success out there. He would not say the dating world is hard at all. And he's getting out of a long marriage, and he's finding himself again. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Whether you're coming out of a long marriage or you're coming out of like a long dating drought, or you're new on the scene or whatever, you need to first take inventory of yourself. Take inventory of who the fuck you are. Who am I? If you don't know who the fuck you are, they won't know who the fuck you are. That's the key thing. Take inventory of yourself, first of all, before you even go out on your first date. This is who I am. Okay, I know what I want. And I have a path. I have a vision for what I want. And you have to be realistic about it. That's another thing I see young dudes do, is they're not realistic. They live in the fucking basement or something. I'm exaggerating for the purpose of making this point. They live in the basement. They play video games. They live in their mom's basement. They play video games. That's all they do. They're overweight. They just eat chips, and they don't ever exercise, and they look like slobs. And they're like, I deserve to date a supermodel who makes $8 million a year. That's never gonna happen for you, bro. Like, let's be realistic. All right, so there's lanes, and some of the shit I say in here is gonna be controversial, and I already know I'm gonna piss some people off. And if I piss you off, let me know down below how. Okay, and I'm fine with that. If you tell me to fuck off or whatever, let's be real about this shit. So, but now I want to go over here. So I'm helping my homeboy date, and he's doing fucking fantastic. And one of the things I told him in the beginning, and I'm going to get to some other shit in a second, because I feel like I need to show my lady, because that's the ultimate thing, is you want to find your one, man. Like, this ain't about just like how to date, how to have sex. I can tell you how to do that. It's not that fucking difficult. You want to have sex all the time? That's not that difficult. I'll get to all that. But I'm helping him date, and he's the number one thing I said to him is I said, you're gonna be offended, but you need a makeover, or whatever word you want to use for it, an update, something. Like, you're stuck in dad zone. And he's like, no, this fit is hard, bro. I'm like, it used to be 20 years ago, but not now. So, and I slowly got him into, like, he bought a shirt. Cool. I got a new shirt, bro. Right on. Let me see it. Send me a picture, dude. So he's like, what do you think? I'm like, yeah, it's cool, man. And he's asking me questions about shit like, but what if the fit? I'm like, just get it tailored, dude. I'm helping him from ground zero, where I used to be, and now he's sending me pictures of all the clothes he's buying and shit, and he's like, oh, I got this fit, like this can go with that. He was out on a date the other fucking night. He's not having no problems dating. He's out on a date the other night. This is gonna go very long, this video. And he's out, and he's having sex with this girl, multiple times during the night. And he's like, but he told me, he's like, because I told him, get some boots, dude. You know what I mean? You got to step your game up. And so I'm just, ladies, if this is too much for you, I'm going to go a bit crude. This is guy talk. And if you can't handle it, ladies, if there's ladies watching this, just don't watch this. Okay? Or if this is even too crude for some guys, then don't watch this. Okay? But I'm talking how I talk with my homeboys. All right? And so he's like, yeah, like we had sex, you know. But he's like, remember those boots I was telling you about? He sent me like a couple pairs of boots. Like, which ones do you think? I'm like, both of those are good for you. Get both of them, you know. And so he has sex with her. He's like, sends me a picture. He's like, dude, I ordered the boots, and then I fucked her again. So he's having a great time. But I also want to point out another buddy of mine, big guy. You know, because, and that's why I said, you don't have to be rich, you don't have to be shredded, Lambos, all this kind of nonsense that these gurus tell you. You don't need that shit. I just told you that there's a billionaire, he's one of 756 guys. He's lonely as fuck. Okay? My other homeboy, big dude. He's probably, height-wise, he's probably 6 foot, so he has that on his side. But he's probably 350. He's a big boy. You know what I'm saying? Some people would say fat, you know. But he has some things going for him, you know, and I love the dude, man. Fantastic personality. Great guy. You know, and part of me, I'm just gonna be honest with this whole thing. Part of me is like, if he could just lose, if I could just magically snap him into like he lost weight, I know he would do great out there. But I still think he can get a girl. I still think so. Because he has a great personality. He doesn't have the best job in the world. Like, he's not a millionaire, you know. He has a job that he makes reasonable money, you know. You know, he has some things going for him. He has a nice smile, nice eyes, you know. But he's overweight, you know. But here's the thing. He found his dream girl, dude. Okay? And you know, and he's like, and we're gonna get married, dude. And we bought a house, and he's like, I'm stepping up. I'm doing big boy shit now. Like, he's like, I can't believe it, man. I can't believe I found my dream girl, dude. And if you saw her, she's not a stick. She's a little fluffy, but her face is beautiful. You know, like a lot of guys, if I showed you her, a lot of guys would be like, yeah, she's a little bigger, you know, but she's pretty. And for him, dude, fucking 10, bro. You know what I'm saying? So there's someone out there for everybody, man. All right? I'm fucking convinced. So I'm so happy for him. And so let me get into my shit now. That's the opening. Okay? So let me get into my shit. So I started as a 0, right? Because I'm coming out of a marriage. I hadn't dated in 20 fucking years. You know, I got with Sherry when I'm 21. I'm coming out of that. I'm 39 years old. I missed the whole 20s dating and 30s dating. Now I'm 39, about to turn 40, stepping out into the world like, what the fuck is going on out here? So, and I thought, like, it's over for me, man. I knew I was getting a divorce, but I'm like, it's over for me. I'm probably going to be alone. That's what I thought. I'm probably going to be alone for the rest of my fucking life. That sucks. You know. However, if future me came along and said, you know, hello, it's me, future you. Let me show you some shit, dude. First of all, like this, you know, this is me talking to myself. Your look here, no, we need to fix that. That's old, that's out. Like, your shoes, fuck that. Your jeans, no, dude. That shirt, no. your hair, we need to fix that. Like, let me smell you. You have no cologne on. Like, just no, everything's a no. The belt, what's swap? Like, fuck all that. We need to fix that. But anyway, let me show you this. So here's a book. Let me show you this book. Look at these girls. I just want to show you. What do you think of them? Her. Like what do you think? Her. What do you think? Do you think they're pretty? Think they're attractive? I would be like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, her. What number would you give them? I'm just curious. What number? Fucking like 9, 10, like her. More. Her. More. Her. What number do you give these girls? These ladies, I'd be like fucking 9, 10, beautiful. Do you think I'd be like, yeah, man, they're fucking stunning, man. Like, I can never get girls like that, And my future self is like, in the future, you've already had sex with all these girls. Okay? In the future, these are the girls you're gonna be with. Okay? However, let me turn to the last page. So here's the last page. Boom, turns to the last page, and there's 2 girls on there. What do you think of them? And I'm like, fucking flat out 10s. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna fall in love with both of them, and you're gonna have to make a choice, a very hard choice. And you're gonna break one of their hearts. Okay? And you're gonna break some of their hearts through this process as well. So it's not gonna be all fun and games. Do you get that? You're gonna hurt some people through this process, even though you don't mean to. That's dating. That's what you're in for. Okay? So, which one would you choose right now? Do you know? I'd be like, for the 2 girls, I don't know. Like, here's their bios. Here's the bios for all these women. They're all very successful. This one does this, that. Here's what they make and shit. I'd be like, what? These girls are not gonna go for me, dude. I promise you. And my future self is like, it's already predestined. It already happened. In the future, it already happened. Okay? But it's gonna come down to these 2 girls, and here's what they do, and they're both successful and they're both beautiful. Which one do you choose? I'd be like, I have no idea. Okay, so closes the book and says, look into the light, boop, and gives me like the Men in Black thing. Boop, do you remember anything I just told you? What, did we talk? No, I don't remember anything you told. You see, I erased your mind. So now you're gonna get out there. But, so go. And so the first thing I do is I go out and I date this. I get my first date ever in 20 plus years, and I'm fucking nervous as shit, right? I'm green as fuck. I'm still in my fucked up clothes, and my look sucks and everything, and I haven't advanced to that level yet, and so. I'm very excited to meet this girl. I've seen like a few pictures of hers, and I'll tell you that, let's be honest, man, I was on Ashley Madison at this point because I wasn't cheating. I've never cheated. I never, ever cheated on Sherry. Never. She might have. Let me throw some trivia in there. She was the first person who ever took, I forget who it was, Brian Lord or Kevin Huvain, one of them brought, what's his name? Why can't I think of his name? Actor, you know who the fuck it is. Miranda knows who it is. Fuck, what's his name? I can't think. I can picture him. What the fuck is his name? Uh, Give me 1 second. Why do we always forget names? I don't understand that. Isn't that such a weird thing? What is that? Um, uh, what's his name? Irish guy. Do you know who the fuck I'm talking about? I'm not starting this video over. Fuck, let me Google real quick. Hang on. What the fuck is his name? I know some of you guys are like, I already know who the fuck you're talking about, but I gotta name him real quick. What the fuck is his name? Give me 1 second. I apologize. I don't edit. Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up in 1 second. Give me 1 second. Colin Farrell. Fuck, man. Colin Farrell. So she's the first person who took Colin Farrell out on the town. They said, you take Colin, he's brand new. First time he's ever been to Hollywood. You take him out on the town. Did Sherry have sex with him? I don't know. If she did, good for her. But anyway, so I'm going out for my first time, and I see a couple pictures of her, and then I go meet her at the spot, and that's why I was on Ashley Madison, is because Sherry already said, go out and date, go out and date, go out and date 3 times. And then the third time, and said, if you come back, then I'm reiterating just in case some people are like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. She asked me to go date 3 times. And if you come back, then it's meant to be. And so I wanted to go on to Ashley Madison and find specifically women who are getting out of their marriage in kind of a transition. I'm not out here to try to break up marriages. You know what I mean? And I don't want to embarrass Sherry by being on the regular dating sites, or somehow have my family see me on dating sites and think I'm cheating on Sherry when she fucking knows I'm doing this. When she asked me to do it. You know? So I meet this girl, I go there, I meet her, I see her pictures and everything, and I go there, I meet her, and the second I see her, I'm like, nope. I'm like, what? And some of the shit I'm gonna say is like turning points in my dating. And so I'm super green right now, but I see her, and she's a big girl, right? Not looking like her pictures, and these pictures have to be like at least 10 years old. So I'm like, this is a fuck no for me. No offense. But I'm like, I think I can do better than this. You know, nice person, personality wise, like, 8, whatever. Doesn't super blow me away. 7, looks wise for me, attractiveness to me, probably a 2. So, but I'm a gentleman. I stick it out. I get her a drink. Would you like something to drink? We get drinks, we talk, blah, blah, blah. 45 minutes, it's during the day. And so I'm like, okay, cool, I got to get going. And I said to her at the end, I said, I don't think there's a connection here. Like, with the most respect, I don't think there's a connection here. I think you feel that as well. And but I really enjoyed meeting you, and I wish you all the best out there on the dating scene. And have a great afternoon. Gave her a hug, and then we said goodbye. And it wasn't like I wasn't a dick or anything like that. So I move on, but at that moment I realized I need to pay more attention to the photographs and try to make sure that they're recent. You know what I mean? And so then I'm learning the next step of dating, which is make sure these pictures are new. So then I'm still dating, and I'm dating. I got to put numbers on this this is for guys. Okay, if you're a woman watching this and I say some dick shit, like, that's just how guys talk. Of course I'm rating these women, and So I'm kind of dating probably like fives at this point. So I step it up and I'm getting more specific, but I'm dating like kind of fives, like, because I don't feel like I'm still insecure. You know, nines, tens, no, that's beyond my comfort level at this. I wouldn't even, I couldn't have landed those at this point. And so I'm dating like fives, and but I'm starting. You know, I'm making out and this kind of shit, and you know, I'm having a reasonable time. These dates aren't bad. I'm just not like blown away type of thing. And then I meet this other girl, and she's different, and she's like tattoos and shit, and like, you know, dyed black hair, razor cut. If she happens to see this, I don't think she watches my shit, but if she happens to see this, I'm not gonna go into like a lot of shit. And I hope you're doing. If you happen to see this, I hope you're doing fantastic. She messaged me when Sherry passed away. So she really like influenced me into like making myself over. She's like, "What are these grandpa underwear and shit like this?" You know, because I'm wearing like cotton underwear that are like baggy and shit. And she's like, "No, like you need like trunks, you know, like Calvin Klein trunks that are well fitting. It fits your ass nice. Like girls want to see when you take your clothes off. They want to look at you and be like, he looks sexy. That doesn't look sexy, and you need to manscape, and you need to fucking change your whole look and everything, and step into the fucking you know, step into this century and change your hair and all that shit. So I give her credit for that, and I did. And then I started looking in magazines, and shopping, and going to Barney's when Barney's was still there, and going to John Varvatos, and changed my whole look around. And not I didn't change. It wasn't a fucking costume, which my homeboy was afraid of, that I'm helping him date. He was afraid when I said the word makeover. He's like, "No, dude, I don't want to feel weird in clothes like I'm in a fucking costume." I'm like, "That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about an upgrade." And he also said, "Bro, I don't want to look like you. You're like LA boy, like disco guy. Like that's what he calls me." But he's just joking, you know. He's like, "I don't want to look all fucking disco and shit with all your black shit and all that. Like, that's not me, dude." And I'm like, "I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to elevate your look." You know, it's kind of like writing. You know, I would never try to change someone's script into like, maybe if it's a totally different story. You know, no, I'm trying to elevate what the fuck that is. You know, same with dating. I'm not trying to change you, dude. I'm just trying to elevate that. Oh, I forgot the biggest disclaimer. I'm not a fucking dating coach. I'm no expert on this. This is me talking from the standpoint of experience. So there you go. I'm no guru, but I do have a shit ton of experience. So anyway, continuing on. So, oh, I should show here. Let me show my lady. I know I meant to show this earlier, but let me show you a few pictures of my lady, because some people may not know, like what she looks like. And I don't super share a lot of pictures of her, and I don't super like talk about her that much, because she's kind of shy, and she's like, that your internet shit is your thing, like leave me out of it. So I'm late enough in the video, so I think she probably wouldn't. She doesn't watch my shit really. I'm like, do you ever watch my shit? And she's like, I clicked on it like a couple times, but I don't watch it, so she won't see this. But anyway, so that's her. You know, like, can you see her? She's fucking hot. All right. You know, that's her. You know, beautiful. So you know, whatever. That's her, you know. So, and you know, when we go to Vegas or shit like that, like she's 45 and still some young dudes are like, I've heard it before, like MILF alert, you know. I'm like, oh, are you talking about my chick? You know, she looks good, right? And for me, she's my 10, right? For me. And she's the one I chose, right? At the end of the day. But how did I get there? And she's very successful and she's very smart and fun and all of that. But I'll get to more of that later when it's gonna sound like I'm bragging until I hit a fucking brick wall. You'll see. So then I'm upping my game and then I'm, you know, now I'm at fives and now I'm upping my game more, you know, now I'm starting to dress better. I break up with that. I take that girl that I was dating, I take her on a lot of trips and so forth. She wasn't a gold digger. It was because I wanted to go, because I was so used to not doing anything with Sherry, you know. So I'm out, I'm free. Like, let's go to Vegas. Let's go to, like, I'm learning who the fuck I am through this process. Let's go to Vegas. I like going to Vegas. I like, you know, let's go to Hawaii. Let's go to, you know, wherever. Let's go to Palm Springs. Let's go to fucking Santa Barbara, whatever. I'm paying for all this shit, by the way. But this girl's not asking for that. Never asked me, like, buy me a bag, this kind of shit. Never. It's like, I'm going here regardless. I want to go to Vegas. Do you want to go? That kind of thing. I'll pay for it, whatever. But you know, she chipped in here and there, but you know, I'm getting the rooms, you know, and some of the rooms are like, you know, fucking $900, you know. Like, I like staying at the Aria Panoramic Sky Suite. That's the nicest room in Vegas to me. I've stayed fucking everywhere in Vegas. To me, that's the best room. That or the fucking Sky Villa there. It's like 6 rooms and fucking all this shit. Anyway, so, but anyway, so eventually we end things, and then then this is where I go into. Well, actually, I have a few notes here. Maybe I should go here first of all. I meant to say this earlier. I know this is a little out of context, because I'm gonna rewind all the way back to when I was a kid real quick, and then I'm gonna pick back up where I was. So just so that some guys are not like, bro, you probably are always had like hot chicks, this kind of shit. You probably never went through, like, let me tell you, you probably never went through some bullshit where you got rejected. Let me tell you, my biggest rejection is when I was in school. I got nominated for class fucking Prince or whatever, you know what I mean? And then you're gonna think, oh, because you're popular. I wasn't, bro. I wasn't. So I was like, why the fuck did I get nominated for this shit? They're like, oh, you're nominated for class Prince for the dance. I'm like, what? You know? And so whatever. So the dance happens. I get up there. You know, it's like 4 dudes. I don't know if they do this anymore. They probably don't even do this anymore, because probably, you know, and 4 girls. And so I'm up there. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, and they're voting, like holding, you know, their hand over your head, and like how many claps you get, you know, and they hold the hand over my head. I get like, you know, I'm like, okay. But I look over and I see this. I see at the end of the row this biracial girl, And I realized, before all that, I realized that's why, dude. We're the tokens up here, man. I was like, I feel so stupid up here. You know, predominantly white school. So I'm like, I feel so fucking stupid. You know, I barely get any claps. And I don't even, and so I lose, right? Chad wins and I lose and I go down, but I know Chad from surfing and shit like this. He's my homeboy. But I knew he was gonna win. Blonde hair, blue eyes. I knew he was gonna fucking win. So I go down after losing. He gets the crown, you know, everybody claps and everything. I go down the stairs, like into the crowd and shit, and like some of the girls are telling me like, oh, we thought you two would make such a great couple. And I'm thinking, I don't even know this chick, dude. And just because we're biracial doesn't mean we're automatically gonna be attracted to each other. You know? Sidebar, I talked to her decades later and we talked about that. And like when I'm like 40, you know, in the prime of my fucking like dating shit. Because I've been with my lady for 10 years at this point, but dating never fucking changes. Let me say that. The way dating works now is the same way it worked for me 10 years ago, is the same way for my grandfather, his grandfather, and the same in the future. It's courting, bro. It's not, forget about the term dating. It's courting. You're courting a girl to want to hang with you, to want to be with you. That is never gonna change, ever. Okay, let me continue with this. So I go down the stairs, you know, and you know, I'm like, no, so I talked to that girl, the biracial girl, like decades later, and we laughed about it, and we laughed about like they just put us up there as tokens, and neither one of us had any interest in each other, right? Like, and I'm like, I know, yeah, right, like. They just thought because, you know, we're biracial, automatically we're just gonna, no. Actually, I had, here's where I'm going with this. Actually, I had a super hard crush on this other girl she was half Asian and, you know, and I had a super hard crush on her and I just liked her, like she was always smiling and stuff. I liked her smile and I liked her laugh and just the way she carried herself. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was crushing on her from a distance, and so after the dance, she was up there on stage too. And after, you know, during the dance, I told my homeboys, I'm like, I think I'm gonna go ask. I'm not gonna say her name. I think I'm gonna go ask her to dance. And my homeboys are like, go do it, dude. Go ask her. You know? I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking about. They're like, now, go, dude. They push me. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna say, dude. You know? And so I just go up to her and I say, would you like, you know, like, would you like to dance? You know, 80s music is playing, like, kind of the romantic shit, you know? It's like, and I'm hoping for my John Hughes moment, you know? And I'm like, would you like to dance? And she's like, yeah, I, I've, I've had a crush on you, like from a distance, like all year. I think you're super cute. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. So we start dancing, you know, just like little kid style. And then I lean in. I'm like, I think you're so beautiful. And I lean in, and she leans in, you know, and we're about to kiss. And then smack! That's not what happened, dude. That's not what happened, bro. She said this. She said, I said, would you like to dance? And I was hoping that moment would happen. That's not what fucking happened. She said, oh my God, no, 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 never. I'm not into, I don't like you like that. Like, I don't think you're cute or anything. Like, no. And she runs off and goes and tells her girlfriends, like, you know, they're all pointing and laughing, like he asked me to dance, like, and I'm just like, this is my fucking nightmare, bro. This is not what the fuck was supposed to happen, dude. You know, it's supposed to be like those movies, dude. You know? And so she rejected me in front of everybody. Everybody saw it and was like, oh shit, man. He got rejected the fuck out. And I'm like, you know, I don't pray, but I'm like, Lord Jesus, can you evaporate me real quick? Because I don't want to be here, dude. And so anyway, so yeah, so I got super rejected in front of the whole school, and now I have to go back to fucking school, you know, fucking the next week, you know, and be around this chick and see her in school and have everybody know, like, he got shut down, bro. You know, fuck, man, it was not, that was not a good feeling. Okay, so I've been rejected hard, you know, in a bad way. Where, like, if you get rejected, like, here's the difference. If you get rejected on the street, you ask a girl out, you know, like, hey, what's up, dude? And she rejects you, you never have to see her again. You know what I mean? At school, I got to see this chick every fucking day, you know? So anyway, no, she didn't want to dance. And payback, I guess. I saw her later on Facebook when I was hardcore. You know, I was in my Black Diamond phase at this point. I have all my shit together, all this kind of stuff. I'm in my Black Diamond phase, and I saw her, and I was like, no offense to her, but I was like, she looks okay, you know, but she could never get me now. There's no fucking chance, you know. So winning. No fucking way. Anyway, so, but she's probably a nice person. And I want to say too, you know, she probably has no idea that if I told her that, I would imagine she would be like, oh my God, like, I'm so mortified I said that. Is that what I did? Oh my God, I'm so mortified. So I want to give her that grace. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she would do that today. But so yeah, getting back to what I was talking about. Another moment that changed for me. So I dated this one girl, and I outgrew it, and I would take her to. We're back to present. I would take her on all kinds of trips and everything, and pay for it, and because I want to go, and sidebar, that's one of the things I realized is, like, I'm going on these trips regardless. You know, this isn't gold digger shit. I'm living the life I want to live. Like, if I take, you know, and I was taking her out to dinner, and, you know, and every girl, I took her out to dinner, I'm paying, bro, and going to nice places. I'm going to where I want to go. No girl asked me, like, I need to go here. I would never be around gold diggers. I never met a gold digger, ever, through my dating experience, never. And it's easy to spot. And I'll probably talk about that in my next video, where I talk about shit to do as guys, right? But anyway, so that girl, we're broken up at this point, but she invites me, because I'd taken her so many places, she invites me to, and this is a turning point for me. She invites me to Vegas, and she's like, I'll pay for it, because you've always paid for me to go everywhere. Do you want to go? Just as friends. And I said, yeah, fuck it, you know? And so we go to Vegas, and we drive out there, and so we're at the pool. We're at Caesar's topless pool, you know, and because personally I like dating women that are like free with their, you know, sexuality or whatever. Like that's just where I'm at. And so, and I don't get jealous in that way. Like, I'm not a jealous dude. And so, and I recommend that. Don't be a jealous guy, man. It's a bad look. Insecure, like, um, so, so we're there at the pool, right? And so I'm talking to the waitress, you know, and I'm like what's popping this weekend, you know? Is there any good like clubs, you know, in events, you know, that we should hit, you know? And so anyway, so this girl that I used to be dating says she leaves and she's like, I can see you're flirting with her and hitting on her and stuff. I'm like, what? No, I'm not. I'm just talking to her. And she's like, and so she flips out on me and says, "Fuck you," and like, and you want her? Try to get her. Fuck you. I'm leaving. I'm leaving you here. Peace. And by the way, you can never get her anyway. She would never go for you. Okay? And fuck you. And leaves. Find your own way home. I'm just like, okay. So then the waitress comes over and she says, so your chick just like left you here? Like I saw that. Like she just left you here? What, like she got all pissed at you? And I'm like, your girlfriend? You know, I'm like, that's not my girlfriend. We're broken up. That's not my girlfriend. And she's like, why'd she get so mad? And I said, because she thought that I guess she got jealous or something and thought that I was hitting on you and flirting with you and this kind of stuff. And I wasn't. I was, you know, I was just being nice, you know. And she also said that even if I was, I can never get you. That's what she said. So now, I said, you know what? Can you give me a can you give me a Red Bull and vodka? You know? And she's like, yeah, sure. And so I look at her ass as she walks away. I'm like, this chick is fucking gorgeous. I wasn't hating on her before, but I noticed that she's fucking hot as fuck. You know? And so she comes back, she's like, here you go, smiles, all this kind of shit. So I said, thank you so much. I said, now I'm gonna hit on you, for real. I said, what are you doing this evening? Like, if you're free, I'd love to take you out for dinner and go hit a club and just have a dope night. I guarantee you'll have fun. What do you think? Now I'm hitting on you, okay? And she's like, are you serious? I'm like, I'm dead serious. Let's go out tonight. Are you free? Let's go out. And she's like, I am free. So I said, so that's a yes? And she's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, let me grab your number. And so I grab her number and, you know, I finish my drink. I give her a good tip. I split and I'm like, I'll call you later. And so I call her later. I don't know if I'm got a fake number. I call her later and, you know, she answers the phone, you know. I'm like, is this so-and-so? She's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, you down to go out tonight? She's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. I'm gonna take you to here. Meet me there at, is this a good time for you? Boom, okay, cool. So boom, so yeah, I went out with her. And so I go out, I'm telling some of these stories because let's just talk about real life shit versus these like fucking hypothetical nonsense. So boom. So we go out, we have dinner. It's great, and she's fucking sexy as hell. And I learn more about her, and she also models too, you know. And then we go to the club, you know, do that whole thing. Then we go see fucking Lil Wayne. What? We see that, and then we go back and doop, you know. And then the next day, she texts me and she says, "Good morning. Uh, do you want to get breakfast?" And I said, "Absolutely." And she says, "Do you mind if my friend comes along?" I said, as long as it's a chick, it's fine. I don't need to be with some dude." Um, she's like, "No, it's one of my model friends." And so I said, "Cool, let's go." And so boom, then we go have dinner. Now I'm having dinner. Excuse me, breakfast. We have breakfast. I pay for it. I mean, it's not that much. They're not gold digging me. Like it's what, $100 or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Then she's like, Do you want to go to Liquid? I know someone over there. We can get a free daybed." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." See, they're not trying to use me, you know. And boom, so we go to Liquid. Now I'm just kicking it with two models, bro. You know, like, was it Topless? Maybe. Just chilling, bro. Like living the dream, bro. And so here's where we're getting into the Black Diamond shit. This is a change for me where I'm like, fuck this, man. Like I'm going hard now, and you know, that was probably diamond status, and then I get into Black Diamond next, okay, and that was a transitional period for me, and so boom, so I'm like, cool, I got to take off, you know. I think I don't know if I caught a flight home or whatever. Um, and she said like, hit me when you come. She's like, do you come to Vegas a lot? I'm like, yeah, I come to Vegas all the time. She's like, hit me when you come back into town. I said, yeah, absolutely. And you know, I think she texted me when I got back. She's like, did you get in safe and shit? I'm like, yeah, like I really enjoyed like, you know, spending a couple days with you, and you know, blah blah blah, and so from there, this kind of runs into this story as well. And this is a tip for ladies too. If there's any ladies watching this, I would not recommend telling a guy, like, you can't get that, you can't get her. Like when I was told that, I'm like, bet, and I did, right? And so another one, Sherry's friend, she was gonna move in and take my place. I'm gonna move out, and Sherry said to me, "She's off limits, though. You know, uh, you know, a lot of guys want her. She's very hard to get. You can never get her. She's off limits. You know, she's gorgeous. You know, beautiful body, everything. You can never get her anyway. So stay away from her." I'm like, bet. You know, so cut to blah blah blah. I'm fucking her. We're dating. You know, I'm taking her places. You know, I take her to Vegas, and I'm taking her out to dinner. Like I'm not just being a dick. Like I'm taking her out to dinner. Like all that. Like let's go to dinner. Let's go to like this. You know, event and blah blah blah. We went to John Spate's house actually, and for his little cocktail party. Do you remember that, John? And and I was looking for a place actually, and I was talking to sidebar. I was talking to the composer of Dexter, who was looking to rent his house, and he's like, "Oh, I'm renting my house." I'm like, "Oh, dope! Like what are you looking for? You know?" I'm like, "Where is it? Like, well, what's?" And so I was talking to him, like it's probably gonna like I was interested, you know, and bless the dead, he passed away. I heard that's terrible. I didn't end up moving into that place, but whatever. So anyway, like we were doing things, we were hanging out and dating in a sense, and in the beginning of that, let me say, in the beginning of that, she was like, she told me no, like you're trouble, like this kind of shit, you know. You're like, but I could tell, like one of our parties, I could tell she was like, you're trouble. I need to stay away from you. I know exactly what the fuck that means. That means you want to fuck me. Come on, you know what I mean? I didn't say that, but I knew that, you know. So anyway, it did happen, and so we're in Vegas, and this is guy talk. So yes, I'm fucking her on the balcony of Cosmo and shit. You know what I mean? And she's enjoying herself with me and everything. And I'm not gonna say who it is, but so I'm taking her to dinner, and I dip by the what do you call it, Caesars, where that other girl works, right? And I'm like, I'm just gonna jump in, get a drink. I'm thinking it's been like 2 months. Like, what are the odds can be working today and shit? You know, I'm like, no, I'll just dip in real quick, get a drink, and cruise to dinner. You know, and so I go in, I order a drink, and they're like, okay, cool, here, you know, and I'm just chilling, and you know, someone comes up to me and she's like, here's your drink, and it's her, and I'm like, and she's like, I saw you with that girl. She's like, I thought you said you were gonna call me when you come to Vegas. Here's your drink. And I was like, deer in headlights, like, I didn't think you meant that. And she's like, you're an asshole, man. Like, you said you would call me when you come into town. And then you bring another girl into like where I work and shit. That's pretty like, that's a dick move, you know. So yeah, I felt bad, you know. I'm like, because I didn't know. I didn't know that. I thought it was just like a one night stand type of thing, and she'd be like, I don't give a fuck, you know. But no, I could tell like she was upset about it, and I'm like, yeah, I get. So I said, yeah, that is kind of a dick move to bring another girl like around you. When I said I would call you when I'm in town, I didn't know that there was like actual feelings there. And so she's like, whatever, like, and just, so I said, I'm sorry. And she's like, whatever, and just walks off. So I feel like a fucking dick, right? But this is dating, you know? So then I go back to this girl, and I fuck up there too, like kind of. But she knows, this girl that I was told is off limits. She knows that I'm dating other girls too. Like, I told every one of these girls, like, I'm not right. I'm not looking for a girlfriend. I'm just dating right now. I'm not looking to be monogamous. None of that. So they all knew that, but girls still get pissed about that shit. You know what I mean? And I did some stupid things. I admit that. I did some really dumb things that I recommend don't do that. Like the girl I'm talking about, Sherry's friend, who Sherry told me she's off limits, you can never get her. I got her. And I fucked up there where I told her, I said, don't do this. After, like, we fuck, but it's more like making love, you know what I'm saying? Very intense. And one thing I would do, by the way, is I'm being totally fucking open with you guys by saying this shit, man. I would tell girls like while we're having sex and making out, like, open your eyes. I want to see you. And a lot of girls at first thought that was weird. They're like, what? I'm like, I want to look into your eyes. I want to see you. And so, yeah, so we, for lack of a better word, like we're grown-ups, right? So we're fucking, we're making, and we're making out, and we're looking directly into each other's eyes, and it becomes very intense. And in the beginning, some girls didn't like it, and then they grew to like it, and felt like it was like intense. So I fucked up there where I told that chick, I said, after that, we finish, right? We're adults here. We finish, and we're making out at the end, like soft kissing at the end. And I said, I could totally fall in love with you. Don't say that. I fucked up. Don't say that. I could fall. Don't say that. So then I'm still dating other girls. I meant it in the moment. See, that's the thing that's fucked up about guys. And I'm admitting some shit that's gonna make me look bad to girls. I know that. I would never do that now, and I recommend guys do not do that. Because in the moment, I meant it. I meant I could. Like, the way I feel right this second, I see like I could fall in love with you. But I ended up not, and I'm still dating. And so one night, but she's living there at that point. I'm moving out. And one night I get all dressed up, and I leave, and she's like, where are you going? And I said, I have a date. And she's like, seriously? Because she would come and sleep in my room, and we'd fuck and all this kind of shit. And she's like, you have a date? What the fuck? She didn't say what the fuck. She's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, I'm going out on a date right now. I'm still dating. Like, I never said I'm monogamous. You're not my girlfriend. I know it's a dick thing to say, but I just said we're not together. Like, I said it like that. We're not. I didn't say that. I didn't say you're not my girlfriend. I said we're not together like that. And so she just like huffed out and like slammed the door. It was pissed, right? I was still dating, and at that point, I'm going Black Diamond. So at that point, this video's gonna be long. I know that. I don't care. Don't watch the whole thing if you don't want to. At that point, I'm dating 3 times a week minimum. I'm doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Every week for, I don't know, 2 years. But I get up to the point of, and just rotating girls in and out of that. And then I get up to the point where I'm doing, at the top, I'm doing 5 nights a week. I'm doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, take Monday off, Tuesday, a date, take Wednesday off, Thursday, Fridays. Like, it became incredibly expensive and incredibly exhausting. And it became like a job to try to keep, like, okay, I'm gonna move this girl to like, this one was fun. The one I dated on Tuesday, I'm gonna move her. Like, I think probably turning into a Friday. Like, she's not my Saturday yet, but maybe. This one I'm gonna demote to like Thursday, the Saturday, it wasn't that good. I'm gonna put her back to Tuesday, and just cycling through it like this. I'm telling you, I was a flat out fuckboy. Okay? And I had no problems getting dates. I was stacked. Anywhere from 5 to 8 girls in rotation at a time, and just keep them rotating. Some would go off and find boyfriends or whatever, and then I'll just bring in a new girl. You know what I mean? I'm trying all the candy, and every ethnicity, I don't care, but you have to be beautiful. Like that was my number. I'm at this point, I'm super specific, right? You have to be a fucking 9 or 10. You have to have an interesting life. You have to be, well off, financially. You have to have your life together, or I'm not fucking interested. That's just what it was. And so, yeah, I'm dating all the fucking time. Beautiful women. If I could show you, you'd be like, bro. But here's another turning point. So I I have this one girl in rotation. She's she's beautiful. Great body. You could bounce a quarter off her ass and fly away into the sky. Um, but that's the other thing there. See, this you can't talk about this shit like quickly. That's the other reason I dated so many different women is because I didn't know what I wanted yet, and I'm just trying everything just to kind of like see what and I'm also just having fun right now. Like I never got to date like this, so I'm just like, wow, like there's so many beautiful girls. I'm having fun with all of them, and I date this one for this. She's the one who likes to, whatever. She's the foodie. She's the one who likes art. She's the one who is the outdoor girl, like surfing and whatever, and snowboarding or whatever. She's the one who, is very deep and likes to talk about shit and like, you know what I mean? Like, but all of that wasn't stacked into one girl. So I just kept dating different girls. Oh, let me say this part. My body, my choice, your body, your choice. Absolutely. Let's just get over that real quick because I never had to try to force myself on any girl to try to have sex. I would never do that. Okay, so understand that there's a lot of guys. I know the Me Too thing needed to happen, but there is a lot of guys who are. I'll put it this way, to be blunt. I couldn't get it up if a girl wasn't into me. I don't think I could get it up. So that would never happen for me. Like, when I was dating, I needed the girl to be like passionate back to me, So. No, I never did any of that shit. I didn't need to. Anyway, so um, I'm trying to get like a lot of this shit out. So I'm having sex with a lot of girls at this point. You know what I mean? And I don't take any of it back. I do not. All consensual, and my body count is not that high. I should say that it's not really that high. A lot of them I would have multiple dates with, and I never did the like come over and drink a beer and let's fuck. Like no, I took them out, doing things, like dating, like date stuff. You know what I mean? We did all kinds of stuff, and if they were out with me, they felt like this. He took me out on a date, and most of them I would be like, most of them, I took the man lead and said like, I want to take you out to this place, dress like this. I like surprises, so I would do a lot of surprises like, just like this. I'm gonna take you to this place. I think you're gonna dig it. You know what I mean? Shit like that. And so, fuck, this video might be 2 hours. I don't know. Just imagine it's like a podcast where imagine someone asked me these questions or something. So I'll tell you one girl that I did not have sex with. I'm not going to say who anybody is in this, except for this one. And you can look her up if you want. Her name is Sienna Sinclair. For the ladies, please do not look this up. Plug your ears. Don't look her up. But for the guys, Sienna Sinclair. I went out on a date with her. We went to the bungalow. We had drinks. We had a good time. She invites me back to her house. She is, making a lot of money. She drives a Range Rover. She's like, and my new Range Rover is going to be delivered tomorrow. 3-story house. A lot of this shit in her house. She hit me up. The reason I went out with her is because she's like, I'm a writer, and I write about, sort of erotic experiences and so forth. And so I'm like, okay, like I've never heard of that as a job. This chick sounds interesting. So yeah, I went out with her, and I saw her, and I'm like, she's, pretty enough. And so I go out there, boom, we end up back at her house, and drinks and shit. And her whole house is filled with, like, you wouldn't notice it at first, but everything in there is sexual related. But it's kind of like French Nouveau type shit. So anyway, there's a sculpture over here. I'm like, is that? And she's like, my pussy. I'm like, is that what that is? And she's like, yeah, that's a sculpture of my pussy. I'm like, okay. But she's like, but I'm gonna have to remove it tomorrow because my dad's coming in town tomorrow. So I said, okay, yeah, that's probably a good idea. But the rest of her house, she had like old like dildos from like 18, like some of the first dildos ever made, shit like this behind glass, or like a first like dildo machine, like that's like from France from like 1783 or whatever, shit like this. You know what I mean? Very nice house. She makes a lot of money. I can tell. She's pretty. Whatever. Go pull her up, Sienna Sinclair, and then click for the guys. Then put naked, and then you'll see like the one when she's in the hat, the Santa Claus hat. That's what she looked like when I went out with her. So I'm in her bed. We're fooling around, third base type shit, and she wants me to fuck her, and I don't. Why not? A lot of guys, you see her, a lot of guys would be like, what? You turn that down. Yes, I did. She hadn't had sex on camera at that point. Just she'd posed nude, and that's it, but no, I turned it down, and she said that. She said, what are you, gay? I'm like, if you knew how many girls I'm with all the time. No, I'm not gay. I don't feel a connection. It felt like transactional. Like it felt like, is this just for your book? I don't want to be part of your book. Okay, we fucked around. That's plenty. I stayed the night. She drives me back to my car the next morning, and I thank her for a great night, and I never speak to her again. Okay, that's the only one I will name. Next, we're gonna go into youngest I dated was 25. Youngest I went out with was 25 years old, and she was pressuring me to go out with her. At this point, by the way, see, it's hard to talk about this shit like super fast and get through this whole thing. Watch this in chunks if you want to see what happens. But at this point, I'm going to get wine at a place over off the 405, whatever. And I'm walking. I have a bottle. I got the bottle of wine, and I hear beep 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 beep, and I look over, and it's a car full of girls, convertible, like 5, and they're like, "You're hot," and I'm like, and they're all super young, and I'm like, they're like, you're sexy. And I'm like, I'm way too old for you girls. And they're like, we're in unison, we're all 18. And I'm like, I'm 41. And they're like, we don't care. I'm like, no, dude. Like, what the fuck? So, swear to God. So this is when I'm in my prime of like, I'm working out. Like, I'm always dressed pretty fucking stylish, going out and shit. And I'm just like, no, dude. I don't need 18-year-old girls hitting on me. But this 25-year-old, I do. She talked me into it. She's like, I'm way more mature than I seem. I'm pretty mature for a 25-year-old. I'm like, listen, I'm old. Like, I'm too old for you. And she's like, no, I don't think you are though. And she talked me into it. She's like, just have one drink with me. And if you think I'm too young, then you can just leave, you know? And so I said, okay, I'll meet you. I'll meet you for one drink, you know? And so I meet her, and she's hot, and I meet her for a drink, and we drink, and I'm talking to her. I'm like, she is kind of much more mature than I would have thought, and one thing leads to another, and whatever, I'm feeling like a sexual attraction, and she's like, do you want to go back to my place? And I'm like she's 25, I'm 42 at that point. So it gave me pause, and she's like, listen, it's not a big deal, and I'm like, all right, fine, yeah, sure, okay. And so we go back, do we have sex? Yes, we do. Well, first of all, she shows me her house. We drive. She's driving a nice car. I'm like, okay. We're driving up into the hills. I'm like, okay. And then she's like, yeah, this is my spot, and it's view of the city and shit. I'm like, word, okay. You're 25. She's like, yeah, like very successful. And so yeah, so then we have sex. I stay the night, and we wake up in the morning, fool around again, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take off, type of thing. And I'm just like, okay, that was an experience. So then I date this other girl. This other girl I'm dating, she gives me an ultimatum, and this is the part where I don't recommend women to do this. I like hanging out with her. She's the one who's like very deep, and we drink wine, we light candles, and talk very deep stuff. You know what I mean? Which I like that about her, and we're fucking. You know what I mean? And she's like, my ex-husband, I learned that her ex-husband's an editor, I'm like, for what? And she's like, what do you do? And for film. And she's like, oh, he did this, that. I'm like, my ex sold that. Small world. So anyway, so then, I would put on music at night and so forth, and we would have sex, drink some wine, go to crash out, and I fall asleep to music and shit. And my phone would turn off lock at a certain point. But one time it did not lock, and I'm woken at 5 a.m. with, what's this? She's scrolling through these pictures of all of these girls I've been with, naked pictures. What's that? What's this? Just hundreds of pictures, And I'm fucking, oh, I forgot the part where she said, sorry. I forgot the part where she said, she gave me an ultimatum and said, I don't want to see you anymore unless you become my boyfriend. I don't recommend women do that. She's like, it's either you become my boyfriend or I never want to see you again. So I'm like, I like hanging out with you. But there's shit I don't trust about her. You know what I mean? She went to Hawaii, you know, she says a couple, but I'm like, I don't know. I think it was a dude. You know, I don't super trust her, but I don't care. Like, because we're both single. Do whatever you want. You know, I'm seeing a lot of girls. Go ahead and see whatever guys, whatever. I don't care. And she got a text one time. We were at Moon Shadows, and I saw it. It said, "When are we gonna fuck again?" And I said, "Wait a minute. What did that say?" You know. And this is after that text. This is after she says, you know, you have to be my boyfriend, or she gave me that ultimatum. So I said, okay, like under duress. I didn't fucking mean it. You know what I mean? Don't do that to a guy. And then I saw that text. I'm like, what did that say? And she's like, what? It said nothing. And I'm like, let me give me your phone right here. What is that? That says, when are we gonna fuck again? And I said, say this to, like, here's your phone back, but say this to the guy. Say, has it been that long? When was the last time? Say that. And she's like, no. Like, and I'm like, you're still fucking this guy. I know that, but I don't care. All right? I don't care. You know, then she found my phone like that. And she's going through all these pictures and shit. And I'm like, give me my phone. Like, what are you doing? You know? And she's like, this is not your phone. This is my phone. And I'm like, what is all that? And she's like, it's everything. It's all your texts to these girls. It's all your naked pictures of them and all this. I screenshotted like a shit ton of shit, like 400 shit. I'm like, what? Why? You know what I mean? If you caught me, then just say that. You know what I mean? This is true shit, man. And so I'm like, so she's like, get the fuck out of my house. And I said, that's fine, you know? But I said, I know you're fucking other guys too, so come on. So I said, where's my phone? I'll leave right now. And she's like, no. She's like, I want to know about all this. Like what did you do with all them? So she held my phone captive for like 2 hours and wanted to know all about, like, what did you do with her? Where'd you fuck her? You know, how'd you fuck her? All this shit. And I told her, I'll tell you everything. I don't care. So I told her everything. Yeah, I fucked her in my car. You know, I fucked that one over there. You know, all of that. And so at the end of this shit, she's like, fine, I'll get your phone. So she gives me my phone and she says, I never want to see you again. But before you leave, can I masturbate and you make out with me? Like, don't touch me, but can I masturbate for you and you make out with me? Like, I'm super horny right now after hearing all that. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, man. But I said, sure. So we did that. And, you know, so she masturbated and I made out with her and she finished, you know, and, you know, like she bit my lip at the end and then, and then I said, okay, now I'm gonna leave. And so I bounce and I'm pulling out and I hear boop boop. She jumped on the fucking hood of my car. See, this shit you can't make up, man. She jumps on the hood of my car. She's like, don't leave, don't leave, don't leave. Like, I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Don't leave, don't leave. And I'm like, we're done. Like, there's no going back from that. So I'm like, so whatever. So I have to get out. I'm like, your neighbors are gonna see the shit. You can't be doing this, you know. So I get out. I remove her from my hood. I'm like, I gotta go, like, and she's like, kiss me one last time, just one last time. So I said, fucking fine, like, so I kissed her one last time. So I said, now that's it, like, so I leave. And then she texted me later and she said, can you send me all like my cute pictures that you took of me for my new profile? I said, sure. So I found the good ones. I said, I think these are like the best ones, like at the beach and shit. And so I sent them to her, for whatever. So she's out of the rotation, but I got busted there, and that was a big turning point for me because I'm like, it was the fact of seeing it all laid out like that, seeing how many women I've been with, really like, and even if she was fucking other guys, just for her to see that. I know she was being snooping in my phone, which is, you should never do that. I never snoop in my lady's phone. She never snoops in mine. We trust each other that way. But for her to see it that way is, I should have never agreed to be her boyfriend if I didn't trust her, you know. But anyway, for me to see it all laid out like that, and to see how many women I've been with, and to know that I hurt a lot of those women, just by like fading out. Like, I was never a dick to them, not like that, but just like saying stupid shit like that, like I could totally fall for you, like I'm so into you, and then just fading out. Like, they're probably like, what? Like, what'd I do? And it was like, you didn't do anything. It was me. I don't know what the fuck I want. So at that point, I know this video's gone super long. At that point, once that happened, I just stopped dating. I said, I need to stop and figure out, what the fuck am I doing here? I got that part figured out. Like, I got the game part, that part, having sex with as many women as I want. I got that part all figured out. But I'm lonely. And I realized that. I realized that I'm with so many women, but I'm fucking lonely, man. And I'm bored. I'm sick of this. So I stopped dating completely. And then, then Friday night came around, and I'm just like sitting there. And I'm like going cold turkey. I'm like, I'm not calling any of those girls. I could have a date right now, no problem. But I'm not. And Saturday, nothing. I'm just sitting there, just at home, like, just bored. Like, you know what I mean? Like, thinking, like, I could be out right now. Like, I could be out, like, having drinks with a fucking beautiful girl and like dancing and shit and like making out with her and shit. Like, I'm thinking about that. Like, I could be fucking right now. I could be like with whatever, making love, or, being with the beautiful woman right now. But I'm not, because I don't know what the fuck I want right now. I don't know. And then I figured it out. I'm like, I want a girlfriend. I want a fucking girlfriend. I don't want to be like a fuck boy. And so I took some time out. And I'm like, really thought about like, what do I want? And I'm like, yeah, I want a girlfriend. I want to fall in love, because I'm not in love with any of these girls. I'm not. I want to fall in love. And so then so it's it's like probably a couple months. Like, I haven't been out on any dates, going from like, at that point, going from like minimum 3, maximum like 5 dates a week for months and months and months and months and months and months, to nothing. and then 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 this and I'm barely looking at my like dating shit, dating apps and whatever, and I'm like, no, like I see girls that like, I'm just like, no. But then I get a message from this girl that I've been talking to through this whole time, just as friends, and I saw her pictures, we've been talking for months and months and months, and just as friends, and we would talk about like how's your dating life going, this and that, and I'm like, this that, we were kind of like little date buddies like that, where we never went out or anything like that. And I saw her pictures, and I'm like, she's not really my type anyway. Like she looks like like Orange County mom, like as if she would be in like have a picture with like a family, like where they're all in jeans and white shirts, that kind of thing. Like just not my speed. Like I'm more like LA boy, fast, paced, just do some crazy shit, so we would always say like we should grab a glass of wine sometime and just at least meet, over a glass of wine. And then I would say yeah, and it just never worked out. And so this one Saturday she texted me and she's like, hey, what's up, I'm like, nothing, I'm just chilling, like I decided I'm not dating right now. I'm just fucking hanging out. And she's like, well, like why? Like, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just not feeling it right now. I'm just not feeling dating at all. And she's like, like we've always said we're gonna grab a glass of wine. Are you available? You know, this like early evening to to get a glass of wine. I'm gonna be going to my friend's party in Malibu. Um, maybe you could meet me in Malibu somewhere, have a glass of wine, and then I'll go to my party. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, like, because we've always been saying we would, and so I said, yeah, let's go get a glass of wine. And so she's like, I'm on my way. I know she had a house in Newport and in Brentwood. I think she was coming from Brentwood. She made a lot of money, this kind of shit. And so she's like, I'll probably be like, can you make it there like in like an hour? I'm like, yeah, I'll get ready and I'll be on my way. And so she's like, just go on your way and like let me know when you leave, and then I'll figure out where I'll pick a place. So when a woman says like, I'll pick a place like that, go ahead. You know, as a man, I like picking places, but if a woman's like, I'll pick it, then cool, that's not being a simp. And so I'm on my way, and she calls me on the way. This is the first time I ever hear her voice. I hear her voice. I'm like, I like her voice. Everything's been over like texting, and she's like, you know what? I'm already at my friend's house. Why don't you just come over here? And so I'm like, and just have a drink over here. So I said, okay. And so she sends me the address. I drive there, and and I reached the maximum, 99 minutes. I don't know how many hours that is. Um, so I drive there, and and I pull up, and you know, I have friends that live in Malibu in, like, you know, decent houses and shit, you know, but I drive to this one and it's a fucking estate, you know, gates, you know, and I see her, and like she's like, stay on the phone with me until you pull up, so I can, you know, help you park and shit. And so I'm like, okay. And so I said, yeah, I'm pulling in right now into the gate. Like, she's like, pull in the gate. And I'm like, I'm in here. Like, where are you? And then I see her come out. She's like, and I see her, and I'm just like, what? Dude, she's fucking beautiful. What? You know? And so she's like, park right here, park right here. You know, I saved a space for you. I'm like, okay. And I can tell this is a fucking estate. Whatever these people do, they're loaded. You know what I mean? But I'm not like, I'm familiar with that shit, but I'm just like, who the fuck is, who is this? You know? And so I see her, and, you know, she has her hair, in the pictures, her hair was all like up like mom. In this, her hair is all down and fucking gorgeous, and she's wearing this like body skin tight dress, you know, that's like loose, you know, where, and she, you know, she's not wearing a bra, and I can see like what's going on there when she's like jiggles and stuff. And so she grabs my hand, she gives me a big hug. I feel her. I'm like, immediately, I'm like, this chick is fucking amazing. I just feel it. And so then she takes my hand. Come in. Let me introduce you to people. And she takes my hand, and I'm looking at her ass. I'm a man. I'm looking at her ass, and like, dude, it's jiggling, you know. And I'm like, this chick is a fucking 10, dude. This chick is fucking beautiful. You know what I mean? And immediately, I like her energy, all of it. I'm like, it's a wrap, dude. You know? And so anyway, so she introduces me to a few people, you know, hey, what's up? How's it going? You know, so she's like, I want to introduce you to, like, where's my friend? Let me find her, you know. And she's just very friendly to me, you know. And like, very happy that I came. Oh my God, like, you know, this kind of stuff, like, and saying shit like that, like, you're so cute, like. And I'm like, listen, why didn't you tell me you look like this? You know, your pictures suck, like, in person, oh my God. And so she's like, where's my friend? Oh, there she is. She's like, come meet her. And I'm like, I meet her. She's like, Jason, Brooke, Jason. And I'm like, I know who the fuck you are. I don't say that, but I know who it is. You know, it's Brooke Burke, right? And so I'm like, nice to meet you. And then Brooke is like, what do you want to drink? You know? And I'm like, tequila, you know, tequila neat. And she's like looking for one of her servers. She's got like 8 servers there, massive fucking house. I think she moved from the house by now, but so she's like, you know what, I'll get it. And so she goes and gets it, and my memory is she brought me back like 2 bottles of tequila, like brand new. Go ahead. I'm like, bro, I can't drink 2 bottles of tequila. You know, so anyway, so I have a drink, you know, and I'm hanging out with this woman, and I'm digging her, man. And I'm just like, it's a wrap, dude. Like, I can feel our sexual tension, energy, whatever is like off the fucking charts, you know? And then so, you know, we hang out in a party and so forth, and then meet people and so forth, and then the party settles down, and at the end of it, it's just me, the girl, the woman. I'm not gonna say who it is. She's in Getty Images and shit like this. I'm not gonna say who it is, but and so then it's me and her, and it's Brooke and David and this other couple. I think it might have been David's brother or something. I forget. But they're like, we're gonna jump, and then it's just us four at the end, sitting in the gazebo like fireplace area. And by this time, I've already made out with her, the girl. She's sitting on my lap, you know, uh, making out with me and shit. And it's just like, it's the first girl. I'm like, I think this could be my girlfriend, just from the energy, right? And so then Brooke is like, stay the night. Don't drive. You've been drinking. Don't drive. Stay the night. Brooke is cool as fuck, And so I stay the night. I'm used to having sex with girls a lot on the first night. I don't have sex with this girl. I don't try any of that. Not even second base. Because I think maybe I'm into this chick, and I don't want to fuck it up, and I don't want to push. So we sleep in the same bed. We make out a little bit, but that's it. And then I wake up in the morning, and I hear them talking, And I forgot to say this. I should add this because it's funny. When we go inside, so we're all out back, and me and the girl are making out and shit, and we all go inside, and Brooke is like, "Do you guys want a nightcap?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And David goes upstairs, and he says something like, "Brookie, come to bed," like a little whiny baby. And Brooke said, I don't think Brooke would care because she's divorced him at this point. She said, "You go to bed." And she's like, "You go to bed, David. I'm staying down here." And she turns to us and she's like, "I pay for all this shit. Fuck him." I thought that was hilarious. So anyway, so the next morning I wake up and I hear them talking, and I make my way over, and I see them like talking. Brooke and David did not sleep in the same room that night. She's not feeling him, and so I peek in, and Brooke's like, come in, and I'm like, okay, but you're only in your underwear and like some little like half shirt. Are you sure? Like, and she's like, come in. So whatever. So I hung out with them, like we're chatting for a while, and then we then then I'm like, I'm gonna get going, type of thing, And she's like, Brooke is like, do you want like coffee or anything before you leave? I can have them make you I could have them make you like some breakfast or anything like that. I'm like, yeah, just like coffee or something. And so I hit that, and then I bounce, and then thank you, Brooke, for the hospitality, and then I say goodbye to the girl, like kiss her and stuff, and I'm like, I'm into this chick, 100%. I'm definitely going out with her again. So cut to, we start dating, and I'm serious about her, and she's beautiful, and she's very successful. And she's the type of girl that like sometimes I would go down to Orange County because she had a place in Newport Beach. Sometimes I'll go down there, take her to like Javier's, leave her at the bar, like I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. I know a dude's gonna be right on her immediately. Dudes with like, I drive a Bentley or a Lambo or whatever. I know those guys are gonna, she's that beautiful where I know those guys are gonna attack as soon as I leave, you know? But as a guy, you can't, who cares? Be confident in, she's with me, dude. So, yep, I come back, there's some dudes there. I said, excuse me, I'm with her, you know? And she's like, thank you for getting rid of those clowns. So, yeah, we get pretty serious, and then, but I'm still keeping my options open a little bit because I don't know, man. You know, I don't want to get like, I want to be sure, you know. And so this other girl winks at me in one of the apps. I'm ignoring all the other girls in the apps who are saying shit to me. Any winks, I would never respond to a wink. Or hey baby, or you're hot, or you're sexy. I would never respond to any of that shit. Tell me something, you know. You see my bio. I said a lot of shit in there. Most of it's jokes, but you can say something other than wink at me. But this one girl winks at me, and I click on her picture, and I'm like, I don't know, man. She's wearing a pink dress, holding a pink cake. And I'm just like, I don't ever respond to chicks who fucking wink at me, but there's something about this chick. So I think I say back something like, I don't respond to chicks who just wink at me. Say something else. But I think she's cute. She catches my eye like a lot. So I say that. I don't respond to chicks who just wink at me. Say something else. And then I get a response back. Something else. So I'm like, whatever. So I start talking to her, and eventually I go out with her, and this is my lady. So eventually I'm dating both of them, but I'm looking for a girlfriend. I'm done with the whole fuck thing. But they're polar opposites. This one is, she is, is my battery still going? I know this is super long. I apologize. Watch it in chunks. I'm not redoing this. This one is she's very Hollywood, you know, very, very, and in a different way than Sherry was. Like Sherry is like, I'm hanging out with agents and this kind of shit. This one is like more celebrities, you know, and that kind of thing. And we're going to parties, and we're going to events, and we're doing that whole thing. And, you know, we're getting very serious, you know, and I'm going to like her friend's wedding, you know, I'm her date for her friend's wedding. You know, we're getting very serious, and I'm dating my lady too, and we're getting very serious. But my lady's completely different. You know, she has dated, whatever, talking through shit. I'm like, yeah, my ex, you know, CAA. She's like, I dated agent at CAA. I'm like, no shit, who? And she's like, so and so. I'm like, okay, I know them. All right, I know who that is. And you know, and she's like, and I also dated so and so, you know. Okay, I know who that is. That's a huge rock star. I know who that is. We all know who the fuck that is. Okay, you know, and you know, just learning about people. You know, her ex-husband, billionaire, was a billionaire. Okay, right on. And she's dating me now. But does everything she need to do be fucking extremely, that's what I'm talking about, Black Diamond. She's used to that fucking world, dude. You know? Hermes bag? Like, buy me a bag. She would never say that. Never. She's way beyond that. She's like, what are you talking? I have an Hermes bag. I bought it myself. I don't need never even carry a Louis Vuitton bag. Are you kidding me? Like, no. Here's my bag. See it? Who makes it? Do you know? You have no idea? Because there's nothing on here. Yeah, it's $8,000. It's one of my bags. I don't need bags from dudes. That's how chicks like that are. And they're also like, I don't need to go out to like something super fucking fancy every fucking night. I don't need that. She was fine getting, some dates like, let's get a couple burritos off the food truck. Some nights had to be fancy, They expect that too, But let's get some burritos off the food truck, plastic cup of beer, and go to this art thing or something like this, fine with that. Let's go to the beach, throw a frisbee around, made some sandwiches, throw a frisbee, like normal people shit. That's what they find fun. But you also got to be able to, women like that, you also got to be able to like, they look at Nobu and shit like this as like baseline. That's basic. Oh, wait, what? Oh, you thought Nobu was like fancy? No. Like to them, they'd be like, no. Like that's kind of like the baseline. So if you can't afford that, like probably like I'm out of your league, sort of thing. That's just reality. My lady, totally different. Country girl. Grew up in a town of 157 people. Not used to fancy shit at all. That world all brand new to her. Even though she makes good money. You know what I mean? But she's not used to that shit. She's not used to like Hollywood shit. So I'm showing her new shit, right? When we're going to like Bazaar and this kind of shit. But she adapts to it really quickly and likes it. But she is a country girl. And she listens to country music. Not exclusively, but sometimes. And that's one of the things that I thought. I got down to this point where I've been going out with them both so much that I need to. It's like The Bachelor. I need to make a fucking decision here. I can't be with both of them, and I think I'm in love with both of them at this point. Like, I'm in love with both of them at this point. So what the fuck do I do? And I remember driving down PCH, and my lady now, she wanted to hear, what's his name? The country guy. Who why are names always hard to think of? The guy who now I can't think of her name either. Gwen Stefani. She's with him. Blake Shelton. She's playing that song. She wanted to hear it. Play that song. Chew tobacco, chew tobacco, chew tobacco, spit. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, then I'm thinking about the other girl. Like I'm thinking about like a picture that we took where we're at names. Why did names fucking escape? M. Night Shyamalan, his composer, James Newton Howard. We're at his house for his party, right? And his wife's house. They were divorced, and that's how rich he is. Enough to give her. There you go. There's like an $11 million house. Whatever. I'll buy another one. That's how much some composers make, believe it or not. So we have this picture where I'm like, she's like biting my tie. This one, she's biting my tie, and I'm pointing at her like this. It's a very cute picture. I'm thinking about that picture, like which one, like this one's listening to country, Chewbacca, Chewbacca, Chewbacca spit. This one like neatly fits into my LA thing. She knows all that world. You know, like on paper, this makes way more sense. Dark hair, blonde hair, beautiful, beautiful. Like, fucking, what am I gonna do? And, but at this point, I'm in love with both of them. But I'm like, I need to decide, dude, because at this point, I can't keep going out with both of them because it'd be rude to do that. And so I'm at the beach with my lady. We go to Gladstone's, and we go sit on the sand. And I don't even know if my mics are working anymore or anything. This is the longest video I've ever fucking done. We're sitting at Gladstone's on the sand after we have lunch and shit, and I'm just holding her, and we're just talking about shit, and I'm just like nuzzling into her, and I just remember thinking like, and I have a date with her tonight. I'm sitting there with my lady, but I have a date with her tonight. And I'm just fucking confused. I'm like I really love holding this chick at the time. This chick, like I don't want to leave this moment, but I don't know if she likes. I don't know if she's my match. Like I knew she was into me. I already knew both of them were into me, and I knew I could ask either one of them to be my girlfriend, and it would happen. I knew they were into me. But I'm just so I'm holding her, and I realized I don't want to go to that date, and I'm running late, and I want to go to that date, but not bad enough to not be late. I'm gonna be late to that date, so that tells me this is the girl you want to be with, dude, because you don't want to leave. So there you go. There's your fucking answer. So I didn't ask her to be my girlfriend that day, but I knew I was going to. And I knew I was going to have to break up with this girl. And I saw her that night, and we did try to have sex, but I couldn't make it work because, and she's like, why are you stopping? Like, fuck me. And I'm like, I just have shit on my mind right now. Like, and what it was is like, I know I'm more in love with this girl. That's what it is. And I feel like if I'm fucking you, I'm cheating on her because I'm right about to ask her to be my girlfriend. I already made that up in my mind. I made that choice. So if I'm fucking you, I'm cheating on her in my mind. So, and I don't want to hurt you because I know I'm going to break up with you. This is kind of like the last night. And so she was just kind of like, okay, like you're in a weird place. Like, and I'm like, I am. And so the next day, so I stayed the night, and the next day we go to our friend's house and so forth, and to that house, the one in Venice. It's like right on the sand. I don't know, $8 million house, like this kind of shit, like shit, high earners, And I said, I need to tell you something. And so I'm like, let's take a walk, So we go sit on that little grass thing right there, and so we're just talking, and I say, I just tell her like I super fucking dig you, I really do, I super fucking dig you, but like you know, I'm dating another girl too, and and I think I want to be with her. Like, and I don't think I can lead. I don't want to lead either one of you on anymore or whatever. And this is a very hard decision. But I fucking like I'm falling in love with you. I know that. But I'm falling in love with her more. So, you know, and she's crying and shit, and I feel like an asshole. And like, there's nothing I can say really. You know, like, you know, and she's asking those questions like, is it something I did? It's not. No, it's nothing you did. It's nothing. No, like I'm into you. Like I'm super fucking into you. But I'm just into her more. And I might be making a fucking huge mistake. I don't know. So she's like, okay, and so finally, you know, whatever. We sat there for 2 hours talking about this stuff, and so I'm like, I should probably just like go, at you know, like. And I apologize. I'm sorry. Like, I know that's not gonna help anything. So I give her a kiss and a hug, and I just leave, and I say I'm sorry. And then she texts me and says, I understand. That's just how it works. You know, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day, she texts me, fuck you. Like, how could you be that cruel? This kind of stuff, you fucking asshole. All this shit, which I probably deserved, you know? And so I didn't respond. And then the next day after that, she was like, I probably like you don't deserve that. Like, you were honest with me, and I believe that you were into me, and I believe that you were like just conflicted about which way to go. And essentially, I'll see you on the other side, you know. And so that's that was the end of that. And then I'm with my lady, you know. But that's the full cycle of my shit. And at the end of it, it's very hard to be in love with two women and have to make that choice. I don't regret that choice, but I will say that it was incredibly difficult. So that's my story. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a much shorter one that's about men, some shit you can do in the dating world. Okay, so peace, guys. I apologize for how long that was, but talking about relationships is very difficult. And I hope to make it easy to understand. You know, I learned a lot of shit through all of that. That makes the dating part much easier. Once you get into the relationship part, then it becomes incredibly complex. But getting dates is easy. Okay, and I'll get into that tomorrow. Peace, guys. Best of luck. I hope you find love, because that's the hardest thing in the fucking world to find, is someone to love you unconditionally. Peace, guys.